Hey YouTube / Facebook, no matter where you're watching from, I hope you enjoy this video. I'm here at J9X Barracks in Townsville, site of the old army barracks from way back in the day. And this video is a little bit close to my heart, as you could tell by the intro. A few little topics I want to talk about on this one. A few recounts of some of my trip to Afghanistan and some of the importance of being able to understand what some people with PTSD and symptoms of the like are going through. So my role when I was deployed, I was a searcher. So I'm a combat engineer, currently still am in the reserves, and on that deployment it was my job as a part of a team, 3 other guys, to search for IEDs in the roads, like caches, hidden weapons and things like that, and also to deny the enemy of free movement throughout the area and that kind of thing. So as you can imagine by some of the footage, it was at times a pretty stressful job, but very rewarding as well. Sometimes when you find, I remember that the first find I ever had was a mortar tube, an old Russian mortar tube, buried in the ground. I found it with the metal detector. It was very rusty, and there was 2 human poos above it. So that made for a pretty interesting find, a lot of fun. A lot of the accounts of Afghanistan were very enjoyable. I remember I remember in our patrol base where we stayed, we'd get visits sometimes from other search teams and that who were on patrol, who came for a vehicle patrol, resupplies, that kind of thing. It was great to catch up with some of those boys, share movies and that kind of thing, share accounts and stories and that sort of thing, which was in itself rewarding to hear that the other boys are happy and doing well. I also remember our food getting delivered by a giant Russian helicopter, and the pilot smelled like vodka, you know, it's just a little typical, but it was just like hearing this thing come and the amount of dust it picked up. It was so huge, but every time we heard that thing come, it's like fresh food. It was like something worth getting excited about. Another reassuring feeling was when we'd return from a patrol back to our patrol base.
Oh, who it is? Look who it is. It's your friend, mate. And
you'd see all the familiar faces, all the guys there. How was your patrol? What did you do? What happened? All that kind of thing. A little bit of banter like that. Oh, did you get in any contacts today? That sort of thing.
What's cracking? Yeah, not too bad. Nothing happened.
So it's just good to, it's like feels like you're coming home to that safety within the walls. You can relax a bit and you can wind down, go to the gym, watch a movie, that sort of thing. So that was something I really enjoyed doing, was every time we get back to good patrol base, you'd be like, good food again, catch up with the boys, play some PlayStation, and just chill out, which was really cool. Remember, one of the things that has stuck with me the most, weirdly, is cornfields. I absolutely hate cornfields because of that trip. I remember a 4 AM patrol, dual night vision. We're there on a fighting patrol to clear the air and that kind of thing, and we had to lead a patrol through all these cornfields. It was pitch black, the night vision goggles were blurring up and fogging up, so it was continuously wiping so you could see. And the reason that stresses me out so much is you've got the corn cobs and the itchy stuff slapping on your face. It feels really claustrophobic, and around that time there's a very high threat of tripwire IEDs being used in cornfields, so it was just stressful knowing you can't see anything, yet if you take the wrong step, you're going to lose a leg or kill your mate. So I really don't like cornfields, and that is why. Now, one of the most stressful accounts from my trip over there would have been the day that I was a part of the cleanup of an IED strike from the Afghan National Police. We're leaving a patrol base after working with a bunch of Afghan National Army guys. Left the patrol base, we're driving down the road, and before that there was some of the Afghan National Police there, and we're telling them like, go down this road, we haven't searched it, that kind of thing, just sort of going, look, it's probably best you don't go down that specific path. And yeah, we were going down another road adjacent to that, like paralleling it, and we were searching, we're out on the road searching, and we're like a certain distance in front of our lead vehicle, so it was sort of way back behind us, and we were searching along, going all right, and then all of a sudden a huge explosion. And I remember, like, I'm pretty sure we all jumped onto the ground, because it's kind of what you do, and we were like yelling back to each other like, did we miss something, was that us? So yeah, we turned around, started like searching back towards the vehicles, expecting the worst, and everything seemed fine. But then as we looked across to our left, there was one of the Afghan National Police vehicles had completely been destroyed. And yeah, we could hear screams and stuff like that. So we, you know, obviously we're with the same team, so we went to search over to them to help them out and that kind of thing. And I was the lead searcher, and as I was searching down a little bit of a dirt road to get to them, because we weren't just going to drive there, because that could have happened to us. So as I was searching down there, I was getting lots of pings from the metal detector, and that would have normally been completely fine with me, but there was an Afghan dude running over to me, one of the police guys, he was just like crying and pleading for me to, basically, I didn't understand it, but he's just pleading for me to go and help his mates, come over as quick as I could. And I had to stick to my drills and make sure I did my job properly, so I couldn't just sprint over there. But having this dude yelling and screaming and crying at me while I was trying to search was pretty stressful. And getting over there, it was a little bit of it, like the adrenaline's pumping, so it doesn't affect you at the time, but looking back now, it was pretty messed up. There was, I remember one guy lost both his feet, and I was just looking at his stumps, and it was just something I'd never seen before. I ended up finding his shoe, but there was no foot in it. There was one guy that was pretty much just mush, so I don't know, he just completely got pulverized. He was like a jelly figurine. It was super weird. And just the engine block of the vehicle was blown about 50 meters away. The furthest part of the vehicle was a tire that was about 80 meters away. And it was just the task of cleaning it all up and helping the guys that are injured and trying to get them CANVA'd. It was so tiring, because we'd already been searching for a while and we're already tired, and this happened, and we're calling in choppers, we're taking evidence photos of the area, we're doing first aid, like all the boys, all hands on deck. While the CAV guys, those bloody legends, kept us safe, sitting in the vehicles behind the guns and that kind of thing, making sure we're all safe. So it was all hands on deck sort of operation, and that's one of the stories that I wrote home to my sister about, and specifically asked her not to tell Mum, because Mum would stress out. But it was probably one of the biggest impacting accounts from that trip, for lots of reasons like that. And you can see in the photos that I'm buggered out of my face walking back from carrying the stretcher over to the chopper. So it's a pretty stressful job at times, and that wasn't even the rest of the day. We still had hours and hours of search to go just to get back to our patrol base. And real quick before I completely run out of light, guys and girls who have experiences like this, they might seem okay at times when they're back home around their families, but things to look out for is them sitting real quiet staring into space. It happens to me, but I don't have PTSD, but I still sort of have flashbacks and stuff like that. Also, guys that are acting over aggressively for no reason, little things like that can sort of give you an idea that something's not quite right. So if you understand that they've been on a trip, they've seen stuff like that, they've done things like that, they've been under constant pressure and stress for the last 8 months or so, even if it was like years and years ago, some of these things don't come back and haunt you for years and years after. So if you experience anything like that from other people, and if they're a veteran, please give them a hug, thank them for their service, and just generally be a nice person to them. Even a little simple thing like that, being thanked for your service, can mean so much to the veteran hearing it. So hope you enjoyed this video. There's going to be some fun candies for you after this. You can put some explosions in there, so you'll see some cool stuff. But thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, do that. Like the video, that'll help me out a lot. And if you're on YouTube, click the little bell at the top of the screen so you get notifications every time I upload. And I really appreciate all of you watching and being a part of my journey. So thanks, and I'll see you later.
Shake that ass to the jam.